The gender wage gap is an incredibly complex subject that I often find gets oversimplified in online discussions, similar to most subjects, which is understandable considering that the vast majority of people discussing it aren't experts, but I am still sometimes surprised at how often I see people doing it, especially by those who try to debunk the wage gap with a short sentence saying that the problem is basically just women's choices in one way or another. One example is to focus on the average wage gap without taking specific factors into account, such as suggesting that the problem is simply that women go into lower paying jobs. But of course that ignores that there's still a pay gap within specific fields, with few exceptions, one exception being porn, where women on average out-earn men. I have also noticed people focusing too much on one aspect, such as the fact that women are less likely to negotiate pay than men. Therefore, women just need to be more assertive. I have two problems with this. The first being that it completely ignores pre-existing biases. For example, to quote from one study, in a randomized double-blind study, science faculty from research-intensive universities rated the application materials of a student who was randomly assigned either a male or female man for a laboratory manager position. Faculty participants rated the male applicant as significantly more competent and hireable than the identical female applicant. These participants also selected a higher starting salary and offered more career mentoring to the male applicant. The gender of the faculty participants did not affect responses, such that female and male faculty were equally likely to exhibit bias against the female student. Mediation analysis indicated that the female student was less likely to be hired because she was viewed as less competent. The second problem that I have is that it ignores research suggesting that women suffer from a backlash when being assertive and may be penalized for negotiating higher pay. So even if we did accept that not negotiating was a factor in lower pay, it seems unlikely that telling women to do so would actually be beneficial. One last thing I wanted to address is the child factor, where women are penalized for having children while men seem to benefit from it. This is something I can expect many people to shrug off, as it would be easy to be lazy and explain it away with social factors instead of direct discrimination, and that's what many people do when trying to debunk the wage gap. They explain it away using social factors as if it's a completely unimportant aspect. But research suggests that pre-existing biases against mothers likely accounts for much of that difference, rather than anything they actually do. For example, in one study rating applicants, mothers were judged more harshly on all criteria, and even when asked how many days per month an employee could be late or leave early before no longer recommending them for hire, both non-mothers and fathers were allowed greater flexibility. I don't know about anyone else, but I personally find that fascinating. Links, of course, will be provided in the description, and I have no idea how to end videos.